Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Taylor Carr. I am a dating and relationship coach specializing in masculine and feminine energy and dynamics. And today I want to talk to you about the 5 different things that revolutionized my dating and my love life. If we don't know each other yet and you're not familiar with my content, go ahead and click on that subscribe button because you are not gonna want to miss a thing. So I've been teaching love and femininity for about 8 years now. And it's so funny because it was really in the last year and a half where things really revolutionized, where things really clicked into place. It was no longer like standard dating and relationship stuff, but actually went so much deeper and understanding it on such a deep level that I couldn't help but share it with the world and express it and experiment and try all these different things and become this little scientist of love is what I call it. And what really brought this on was my relationship ending at the beginning of 2022. And I went from being the girl who had the perfect relationship that nobody could relate to the heartbroken girl on the floor in my holy shit, what just happened? My eyes are open now era. And I had to do a deep dive into where I went wrong and where I had been going wrong in relationships when I thought I knew all this stuff and I was being so great, and I was being so great, but there were these deeper things that I didn't know I was doing, and I just almost obsessively had to figure out what those things were and how to revolutionize them so that I would stop getting that result of having this big grand love story. Everything's amazing. We're so in love. We're so happy. And I'm still so in love. And then eventually they just leave. This was my pattern. And it was because I was more anxious attachment leaning, but that's not what this video is about, because this video is about 5 things that actually revolutionized my love life and changed the way that I moved about the dating world and the love world and the relationship world forever. Because queen treatment gets to be obvious. The first thing that I'll tell you is mastering next level, ethereal creature confidence. If you're not moving about the world, you're just this magical, mythological creature, I don't know what you're doing. You're missing out, because it is so fun to feel like a goddess on earth. It is so fun to feel like a mermaid or a fairy or a unicorn or whatever it is, and just totally play in the magic of all that it means to be feminine. The feminine is the steward between heaven and earth. She is not this grounded, masculine, earthly thing. She gets to be so expansive and so magical and dance amongst the stars and be all of these things. And it might sound a little delusional, but sometimes I think that delusion really can take you into bigger, better, grander results. So if you're not moving about the world like you are a mythological, ethereal creature, it's time to change that. Okay, the second thing I'm going to share with you that revolutionized my love and relationship life forever, this is forever, this is boom, this has to go forever, is healthy standards and boundaries, setting them, understanding them, being okay with them, and then actually trusting myself enough to hold them and keep them. That is such an important piece of this, is how deeply do you trust yourself to actually stand by those boundaries and not just give in just because the person that you love is pushing on them or challenging you, or you're on a date with somebody you really, really like and they're pushing on your boundaries, and so you cave and you become this smaller version of yourself again. There's such a power and such a sexiness in a woman that really stands true to no, this is where I see my life going. This is the boundary I set to set myself and you up for success, and I stand by that. Now, that's not necessarily how you communicate it. The way we communicate is everything. And honestly, communication is not on this list of 5 things, but it should be, because the way you communicate is so important. Side note on that, I have a Muse Guide to Communication. I'll go ahead and drop it in the little description below if you want to pick that up. It's $7 and it's super, super valuable. Okay, the third thing that I'm going to share with you on how I revolutionized my love and relationship life forever is reconditioning my typical type in man, for me, man, person, and starting to be attracted to a different type of man, a safer type of man, a type of man that wants to make my world a beautiful place, the type of man that, is a man, is a healthy masculine man, but is not alpha male and so macho that he has no emotion and can't connect with his emotions and heart at all, but also not so hyper feminine that he's so in his flow and he's the prize in the relationship, obviously, and the woman begins to overgive and overdo and like puts him on this pedestal and is constantly trying to keep him, right? It's the opposite of that. It's like healthy masculine men who deeply desire to make a woman's world a more beautiful place, a more peaceful place, and protect that magic, ethereal like quality that I mentioned earlier. Protect that from the world, protect that, you know, like make it so holy and sacred. Like that's why they love you. That's why they want to adore you. That's why they want to make your nervous system soften with them and make you feel safe with them. And the bonus on top of that is how to recognize them and how to find them. Because I hear that all the time, like, well, where do I find them? Where do I find these guys? Learning how to and where to find these guys and how to recognize them when they're in front of you is so valuable. The fourth thing that I'll share with you that revolutionized my love and relationship life forever is cultivating emotional intelligence, emotional maturity, and deep kindness, empathy, love, compassion, all of that. When you are an emotionally intelligent woman, when you are an emotionally mature woman, you know, you don't like let your emotions just run off the handle, and you can't keep track of how you're feeling and control yourself and keep it for yourself and keep the mystery within yourself. You don't need to like try to judge people or shame people or tell them they should be more of this, or you should have opened the door for me, or you should have done all this. It's more about leaning back and witnessing and maintaining this intelligence and this maturity that is very beautiful. It's very sexy, and it protects you in the long run. Plus, it makes the person that you're with feel safe too, because then they're safe to express their needs, their wants, their desires, their concerns, and you can actually receive it. The same way that they can express boundaries with you. Like if you cross a boundary and someone's like, hey, you did this with me, you're not gonna go into ego mode. You're gonna go into like listening, hearing, receiving, and shifting accordingly, however that feels good for you. So that one is really, really important. It's also so beautiful. Like a woman who is emotionally mature, kind, deep, love, empathetic, playful, compassionate, all of that is the sexiest type of woman. And the fifth thing that I'm going to share with you today, just the 5, yes, there are more. There are so many more that I would love to share with you, but I got to keep some of those things for my clients, you know, I got to keep some things secret, mysterious. I got to pull you in. I got to seduce you in, right? So the fifth thing that I'm going to share with you is this. Learning how to lean back and receive more from your partner without needing to control everything, and trusting that he's got it and he's got you. That trust piece again is so important. Trusting that he can do it. This is one of the things I hear the most from my clients who are in relationships, is they just don't trust that he's got it. And so they feel like they have to start overgiving and pouring in, and they got to do it and put their hands on it and just like, let me just do it anyway. And they get so hyper masculine that their man has no place to be a man for them in their life. And then that's what they ultimately begin nagging and complaining about, is that he's not being the man in their life. But they're so quick to do it, they don't even leave space for him to do it. It creates really bad behavior in relationships, instead of just being able to lean back and receive and let him do it and be in that receptive energy. Because again, if you're attracting men into your life that are these like divine masculine, really healthy masculine men who want to make your world a more beautiful, safe, peaceful place and protect your magic, it is their literal pleasure to pour into you. It is their literal pleasure to give to you, help you, solve problems for you. Healthy masculine men want to solve problems in your life. Okay, they don't want to create problems, they want to solve them. They want to be your hero. They want to be your knight in shining armor, but you have to be willing to let them, right? It's a beautiful dance. It's a difficult dance for a lot of women, but it is the ultimate game changer in love. I think one of the things that bothers me a lot is that when a woman shows up expecting the least from men, when a woman shows up and she's like expecting less and like, I don't want to be too high maintenance and I don't want to have too many standards, but literally she's just sweeping her desires under the rug and just assumes they aren't important and thinks that the men can't do it. It's actually very disrespectful to men. Like, oh, I shouldn't have high standards because the men can't keep up with that. That to me feels like disrespect to men. It feels like disrespect to the masculine, instead of giving them time and space and permission and love and a safe environment to rise into and be the man of your dreams. They want that too, just as much as you do. And similarly to men who are mad at women for having high standards and like, we can't keep up with that and blah, blah, blah. The truth is that's disrespect to themselves. They're not thinking that they can rise to a standard and they can grow and they want to stay right where they are. That is that type of person who's like oh, you're a gold digger, or, oh, you require too much, or oh, you're too high maintenance, or any of that like weird stuff that men will say sometimes to try to control women, that is coming from a person who doesn't believe in themselves. That's coming from a person who's disrespecting themselves. And I will tell you right now, I've been doing this work a long time. There are so many amazing men in my life, beautiful men in my life, whether they are romantic or whether they are, you know, friends, just really beautiful male friends in my life. All of them treat me with divine respect, divine devotion, divine kindness. I'm using the word divine because it feels that way. Like whether it's a friend or a romantic interest, they always get the door for me. Whether it's a friend or romantic interest, for the most part, they always want to pick up the tab, even if it's just coffee. They're like, I got it, don't you worry about it. They want to create beauty in your life if you let them. I don't have any men in my life personally because of the frequency that I vibrate, because of the person that I've chosen to become, and because of the people that my clients decide to become as well. They attract men into their life from that frequency of it's obvious. Queen treatment is obvious. The woman being magic is obvious, and they crave to be good to you. They want to be good to you, and they want to do that. They feel great about themselves as well. So if you want to be that type of woman, if you want to be the woman who just completely radiates that ethereal, beautiful, magical creature confidence, you want to feel like a goddess on earth, you want to embody that magnetic, beautiful, feminine quality, I have something for you. My 7-week micromind is coming, and this is a new program. It's called Liberate Femme. And the fun thing about this is my original iteration of my business was called Liberate Femme. It was women's circles, and back in my early 20s, you know, and I was women's circles and women's health and feeling confident and loving yourself and loving your body. Now, we no longer are necessarily Liberate Femme. We're Upgrade with Taylor. We have the Muse Mastermind. We're all about, you know, next level love and relationships. But here's the deal. Your feminine energy is the key that's going to take you there. The way you feel about yourself is how you're going to get there. And I want to help you get there as well. So I will drop the link for my 7-week micromind beginning mid-September 2023. It'll be in the, you know, below. Go ahead and click that. Learn more details. Feel free to reach out with any questions. I would love to have you. It is a 7-week micromind to feel like the goddess you were always meant to be and receive all of the love that the universe has to provide. All right, my loves, that's it for this video. I will see you in the next one.